Good morning, students. We're going to start today's math with the group Unstoppables. Unstoppables, can you turn to page 309? So, for today's math, you're going to be able to identify one half a dozen. I'll be able to identify the operation deal with numbers and able to identify dealing with solving three-digit addition problems. So, as you look at number one says write the sums. So, you're taking time writing the sums. You've been doing an excellent job so far. But let's move on to number two. Number two wants us to write the before and after numbers by 2. So here, they give us 154. Let's begin. What comes before 154 by 2? What number do you think? 152. Awesome. 152, 154. What is next? 156. Good job. Let's look at 170. What do you think comes before 170 by 2? 168. Awesome. 168, 170. And what comes after 170 by 2? 172. Good job. Now, as we move on to number three says color 1/2 a dozen eggs. Now, as we do know, 1 dozen is 12. 1 dozen is 12. So half of 12 will be 6. So you should be only coloring 6 eggs. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 wants us to circle the digit in the hundreds place. So let's do a few examples for those. So let's start off with number 103. Notice ones, tens, hundreds. So I will circle the 1. Let's look at 627. Ones, tens, hundreds. We are looking for the digit in the hundreds place for number 4. So that's the digit that you will circle. Now let's move on to number 5. Number 5 wants us to write the plus or minus sign dealing with that problem. So we're trying to figure out for this next problem, should we write the plus or minus sign? Here we're given 5 blank 6 equals 11. So would it be 5 plus 6 or 5 minus 6? What do you think? I don't think 5 minus 6, 5 plus 6, good job. 5 plus 6, that will give you 11. So when you work with number 5, make sure you look at each number problem that you're given and trying to figure out, are you writing a plus or minus sign? When you're working with, let's do another example for number 5. Here's another problem trying to decide, are you writing plus or minus, So dealing with 8, is it 8 plus 4 will give us 4 or 8 minus 4? What do you think? Now I think 8, if you use plus, I think 8 plus 4 will give us a bigger number than the answer here. So when we plus, but yes, 8 minus 4, that will give you 4. Okay, as we flip the page over to 310, let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 has us adding 327 plus 235. Let's begin as we know in the ones place. 7 plus 5. What is 7 plus 5? 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. See, the 2 goes there. Then 1 goes there. Next one is 1 plus 2 plus 3. Let's start off with 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is, that is 3. Next one is 3 plus 3. What is 3 plus 3? That is 6. Then we move on to our hundreds place. 3 plus 2. What is 3 plus 2? That is 5. So the answer 327 plus 235, that will give you 562. So that's how you solve those particular problems for number 1. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, number 2 says Tanya knows 12 letters in sign language. Tina knows only 5 letters. How many more letters does Tanya know than Tina? And we've been doing an excellent job so far as well with dissecting our word story problems. As you know, let's read it over again. Tanya knows 12 letters in sign language. Tina knows only 5 letters. How many more letters does Tanya know than Tina? So, first you look through your first number word, you write that down. What did we do with Tanya? Then go to Tina. How many number letters does she know? You write that down. Now, this is a subtraction problem. So you're subtracting Tanya letters that she knows in sign language from Tina. And that will give you your answer. And you're going to do the same as you look at the next word problem. Let's read that one. It says Springer buried 8 bones Saturday and 4 bones on Sunday. How many bones did he bury all together? Now this problem, you're adding them with Springer. You're going to add the 8 plus the 4, and that will tell you how many bones that he buried all together. And then as we move on to the next one, number 3. Number 3 says use tally marks to show the facts. So 7, draw 7 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 plus 4, excuse me, that answer is 11. Okay, so that's how you solve that problem. And then when you finish that, move on to number 4. Number 4 wants you to write the differences.